I'm standing in front of Sunday House, often referred to as the soul of Delray Beach. This Victorian Queen Anne style home was built in 1902 out of Dade County pine, and it is the oldest home here in the town of Delray Beach. Hey everyone, I'm Palm Beach's Paul. Welcome back to another city tour where I show you a town here in Florida and talk about its history, its people, its food, and a little bit about real estate. And today I'm coming to you from the very busy Delray Beach. I'm on Swinton Avenue, one of the main thoroughfares that's been here in the town since it was founded. And as you can see, there's some projects going on right over there. And if I spin around, there's some projects going on over here because Delray just keeps growing, although it still has that small town vibe. Now I'm walking on Swinton past these old historic homes, and this is part of a really big project. And this is the Sunday Village, which is part of Sunday House. Now, the Sunday House has been closed for quite a while, but they do have plans to restore it and bring it back to its former glory. And it used to be a really fun place for wedding and brunch, but it's been shut down for quite a few years. But it is a historic building, and of course they will bring it back, as they've been doing with these old homes. You can see they've renovated a lot of these old homes that are all here. And as we come down here to the main building, as I said, this is part of one of those projects going on in Delray Beach. Those of y'all that have been following me for a while know that I've done a lot of videos about Delray Beach. My office, my real estate office is located here, and it's probably one of my most filmed towns of all the towns I've covered on my channel. That's because it just has a lot to show, and it's a really fun town. Matter of fact, it's so much fun that almost 13 years ago, on July 17th, 2012, it was voted the most fun small town in America by Rand and McNally. So I agree with them. It is a lot of fun, and we're going to show you some of that today. But right now I'm standing in front of the newest part of the Sunday Village, this project that has been in the works for many, many years. So this $240 million project that will have retail, office space, and restaurant space is going to be opening up hopefully sometime here in 2025. And as you can see, the spaces are being finished and they're doing the final touches. It's sometimes called Sunday Village or the Sunday House Project. And well, I remember when this was just, I think this was a check cashing store right here at one time. So, and some other places. But as you can see, they got all these new buildings going up, and this is just one of the changes that are taking place here in Delray Beach. Now, as I said, a lot of people don't like all the change that's happened here in Delray. A lot of locals don't appreciate it, and that happens in a lot of small towns. But my job is to always try to look for the good in a town, and I think Delray has a lot of good, and hopefully we'll show you that today. So let's go do what we always do. Let's go talk a little bit about history. How did Delray become Delray? How did it get its name? And then let's find some food, right? We got to find some food, some drinks, and show you some cool architecture here in the town and just everything that's fun about this town. So I'm gonna walk back to the car, and we're gonna go ahead to a new location, and let's get this video going. So that's Pineapple Grove, which we'll go over there in just a little bit, which is a really cool art district here in Delray. And this right here is Old School Square. And right down here on that very spot, every November, they put up the 100-foot Christmas tree, and then they will have the tree lighting ceremony, which is one of the highlights of Delray Beach during the holiday season. If you haven't been to it, I highly recommend you check it out. It's great for all ages. The kids love it. They'll have a whole just event going on. They actually block off Atlantic Avenue, and they have vendors, and they have food and drinks and music. It's a lot of fun. And of course, everyone gathers right over here, and they wait for the lighting of the 100-foot Christmas tree by none other than St. Nick. By the way, that's the Arts Garage parking lot, and if you park in that garage, before 4 p.m. It's free, Monday through Friday. I don't think it is on the weekends, but I know on the weekdays it is because I use it all the time. So there's a little pro tip because I'm in my backyard. I know this area better than some of the other cities because I've been working here for a while. And this the old school square area, and that's the little stage. They do a lot of concerts out here. Jimmy Buffett played there. They have all sorts of events here. A lot of bands that do cover acts and stuff, and they put that on here throughout the year, usually in the winter when it's a little bit nicer and cooler out to be out here. And people sit out on the lawn and hear some good music. Well, this is as good as anywhere to talk about Delray Beach's history. I'm standing in front of the Crest Theater, which was built in 1926, but before it was the Crest Theater, it was the Delray Beach High School and Gymnasium. It was designed by Samuel Ogren Sr., who was Delray's first architect. He also was the 24th person in the state of Florida to hold an architectural license. So that's pretty cool in its own right. But he designed a lot of what you see in Delray Beach, and he's often referred to as the father of Delray architecture. So Delray Beach had people occupying its land for thousands of years, mainly the Seminole Indians. But it was William and Sarah Gleason, some Wisconsin natives, who were buying up thousands of acres of land in Florida, including what is now Delray Beach. So Gleason was the Florida governor from 1868 to 1870, and he and his wife Sarah had two sons, WHH and George. And these two brothers helped their family with the real estate transactions, and they named their business Gleason Brothers, Dealers in Real Estate. And many of the original Delray residents bought land from the Gleason family. It's a nice place to sit. So in 1890, the Florida Coastline Canal, which is now known as the Intracoastal, was made more navigable, making it easier for boats to get down here and have access to Southeast Florida. And so that allowed more people and goods to be brought into areas like Delray Beach. In 1894, William Linton arrived in the area from Michigan. At the time, he was a U.S. congressman for the state of Michigan, and he came along with two friends, David Swinton and Nathaniel Boynton. So Linton started buying up tracts of land from Gleason and other people, as well as the Flagler Land Company. Henry Flagler, who was building the Florida East Coast Railroad, also had a land company because we had the land boom going on here in Florida. So he started to acquire a bunch of land. And then the following year, he came back and he named the town Linton. It's kind of funny when you own a bunch of land, I guess you can name the city after yourself. I don't know if that works today, but it did back then. By the way, there's a lot of cool stuff. They're putting in new grass here because they do the green market and a lot of events that take place right here. You also have this museum here, the Cornell Museum, if you want to learn some more history about Delray, and they have some art display. But in 1898, the town of Linton was changed to the name of Delray because Mr. Linton, who owned all that land, went through some hard freezes which destroyed a lot of crops, and he also fell behind on his land payments. If you don't pay your bills, you can't have a city named after you. So another local resident here in Delray Beach decided that they would name the town Delray after a city in Michigan named Delray, and that's how the city got its name. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go down Atlantic Avenue. So we're on the corner of Swinton and Atlantic Avenue, and if I turn around, you can see there's Swinton right there, and Swinton goes all the way back up north, and it's got a great historic area, a lot of cool old homes, and that got its name from Swinton, the gentleman that came down here with Mr. Linton. So those buddies, right? Naming the city after themselves, they get street names after themselves. So, but what we're gonna do is Atlantic Avenue is very famous. It's got a lot of bars and restaurants and shops, and people love going down it. It's why a lot of people come here in the winter to enjoy and vacation. And Atlantic Avenue runs all the way east right into the beach, and then it goes all the way out west. And we're gonna go out west today because I know I never take you guys out west. I always seem to show you the east side or what's by the beach, but we are gonna go to a section of Delray that's way out west, and we'll show you that later on in the video. But for now, let's go check out Atlantic Avenue here in Delray Beach. Now, a lot of the places don't open up until a little bit later in the evening, like the Tin Roof and the Yacht Club right there, because they're bars and they have live music, and that's usually when they probably make all their money, when people are coming in here. But this place is a lot of fun, the Tin Roof. You get a chance to come out here. I've had a drink here in the past, and they have live music they put up on stage, and it's a great place even to catch some football games. and that's Elizabeth's, which is a really good Italian restaurant that's been here for a couple years. So as you can see, there are a ton of places to eat. Sazio's, there's a Tommy Bahama store if you want to do some shopping. And then if you spin it back around here, you got Park Tavern, which is a great place. And of course, Rocco's Tacos is the building right there. And there's just all sorts of restaurants. Now they have Kapow, which opened up, which used to be Salt 7 for many years. A lot of the bars are closed. One right behind me called Johnny Brown's is a blast. Now that's a fun place to hang out for people who love live music, and a lot of people my age. I think it's where the people my age like to hang around. There's not too many young clubs, like young bars around here. I mean, there's plenty of bars for people. There's no really like nightclubs per se. There is Honey, which is just up there next to Tin Roof. I think they're still open. And then there's also Throw Social, which is a pretty neat place, and it's really colorful. They have a lot of events that take place there, and it looks like a really neat club. I was there for a networking event one time and had a good time, and they have a big stage too where they put a lot of music up there. So, but other than that, it's really not that type of town where you can find like Miami with a lot of those kind of clubs, but there are plenty of places to get your drink on all up and down Atlantic Avenue, and plenty of places that will take your money or your credit card. Now, being that it's summer and it is scorching hot out, maybe you don't want the kids playing out and having a heat stroke. I mean, it is really hot. So if it gets too hot or if it's one of those rainy days, the building behind this really cool mural is a super fun place. All right, folks, so my microphone's decided to mess up again. It's not the microphone, actually. It is my camera, and not much I can do about it. But this cool building is the Silver Ball Museum in Delray Beach. It was opened in 2019. The first location was opened in 2009 in Asbury Park Boardwalk. And this place has basically every kind of cool pinball game you could ever imagine, plus all the old games, all the way back to the 1930s. There's food, beer, drinks. It's a great place to come check out and a great way to get out of the rain or the heat in the summer, and also a cool place to have some events. Check out the video clip I made a couple years ago. All right, so I moved over to the Pineapple Grove district, which is a great district, got a lot of restaurants and shops, cool place, and they call it the Art District. And I'm hungry, and there's a place that I've been wanting to check out here in Pineapple Grove, mainly because they have a Korean chicken sandwich, and I love Korean chicken sandwiches. So we're gonna go in and check out Lulus here in the Grove. So it's obviously scorching hot outside. They have all these fans though to keep it nice and cool. So they do have an inside, which is nice and air conditioned, but being that there's music playing and I don't want them to stop playing the music, I chose to sit out here in the heat. But fortunately they have 1,000 fans blowing, so I'm staying pretty cool. But I've been wanting to check out this restaurant for a while. It's been here in Delray for a couple years now. And as I said, I was checking out their menu. I always like to try and find some place that's different. And they have a Korean chicken sandwich, and that caught my attention right away. So that's what I ordered. Got that with fries. It's coming. We'll get that, and then we'll get back to showing you a little bit about Delray, go by the Marina District, and we'll head over to the beach. So every time I drive by this place on the weekends, it is super packed, and apparently they have a really good brunch with bottomless mimosas, so that's a bonus. But the place was started by a couple of New York friends who are in the hospitality scene up there, and they come to Delray quite often, as many people do from the Northeast, and they decided that they would open up a restaurant down here. So as I said, it always seems to be crowded other than right now, but again, this is the middle of a Thursday afternoon. It's 106 degrees out, or at least it feels that way. But there's some people on the inside, and it's also past the lunch hour. So, but on the weekends it is often packed, and I'll have to check out their pancakes because they look pretty good as well. But today we're getting a chicken sandwich. So as I said, this is the Pineapple Grove Art District, and there's a lot of shops and restaurants and salons up and down this road as well. One of my favorite places further up the road is called Coffee District, and they have the absolutely best iced coffees in town, and they have some really good craft beer. So it's a great little spot to stop off, and I've actually stopped in there with a couple of my older videos back when I first started. And then you go down the other way, and there's Ramen Lab, which is a great ramen restaurant as well. That's over towards the very beginning of the area here, closer to Atlantic Avenue, and that's a really good restaurant. And there's other places that dot the street up and down. It's a really neat place, great. Come out here, walk on the weekends, as I said, especially in the winter when it's nice and cool out. Then of course you have the Ray Hotel right down the street for a place to stay, if you're looking for a boutique hotel, which is right down the street. All right guys, here it is. So the Korean chicken sandwich, got some spices on it, spicy mayo, some relish on it, and yeah, and it's got some fries. So let's see how this is. Pretty darn tasty if you ask me. It's not too spicy, nice sesame seed bun, really soft, and some nice fries, and they're crispy. So this sandwich was about $19, includes the fries, and I'm just having the water. Probably need more water anyways, it's super hot today. So this little area here is called the Marina District, and this has some good examples of the old Delray Beach cottages that were built in the early 1920s, and then later on in the 1940s some more of the properties were built here. So you can see there's some newer properties, but the old ones are the ones obviously that are very desirable and have that old Delray Beach cottage look, and really quaint. And the neighborhood's called the Marina District, and it was developed starting around 1922 on up through that time period. And as you can see, some of the homes are still here, but there's also been some newer modern properties that have been added. So as we come down here, you'll see some more modern homes built, but this is the Marina District. And of course, here's the marina right here. All the lucky people have their boats parked. And there used to be some older homes here, but as you can see, there's everything that's now is very new and modern. One of my family members is married to a girl, and her grandma had a house right here for many, many years. And then they tore it down and built all these townhomes. But look how pretty it is over here. Right along the water. And of course you see the condos on the other side. And then this is really cool here. These are old apartments, and I had some friends that lived here. I've spoken about it in a couple of my videos, but these are some historic old apartments, and they were also sold. The same lady who owned the house owned these, and they renovated them, and they've done a lot of work. I don't know if they're still apartments or not. Haven't really checked, but it looks really pretty what they've done with it, and I love that they have done that. And then this swings back around here. I'll swing over here real quick as we go by. The only thing about this road right here is that when the king tide comes in, it floods real bad around here. But the homes over here are really cool. So some old waterfront homes, old Delray, right along the water. There's a couple of them right over here. Just kind of neat. And then it comes back over here and it ends down here at Deck 84, which is a fun waterfront establishment where you can come eat some food and listen to some good music. So we made it to the end of Atlantic Avenue and we're up here by Delray Beach, and you see we got some shops and restaurants over here. Not a lot of places, but that's a newer place. Cafe Luna Rosa, which is over here, has a really good breakfast, and we've eaten there before. It's a great place. They've been around for a long time. And then you got the old Boston's up here, which has changed a lot. And then you've got, there he goes. And then you got the Sandbar, which is a really fun bar that's right on the beach here, and everyone hangs out there and parties, and it's just got music and drinks, and you know, it's a typical beach bar. A lot of fun. There it is right there, folks. That is why people come to Delray Beach, although not all the seaweed, but that's just part of summer. So I've come up here to the north end to get away. Down there. There's a lot of music playing and a lot of people. I wanted to come down here where I can be a little bit more by myself. It is so freaking hot today. I could really jump in that ocean right now and cool myself off, but I still got more of this video to bring to you guys. I don't have a change of clothes, but I think we're gonna get our feet wet. Lots of seaweed. It's actually sargassum grass. Water still feels good. So what do you guys think of Delray so far? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about this great little town that was voted one of America's funnest small towns. It is a fun town, as it's summer right now, and I said it's really quiet. It's always dead in the summer here because everyone comes here from the north and all over the world in the winter to get away from the cold when it's not so hot. So, which is kind of nice because as you can see now, you kind of have the beach to yourself. It's really not crowded, which is kind of nice. And especially when you come up here to the north end, it's really not crowded. But it is a fun town, and it's a little expensive to live here. But like I said, my condo that I'm selling, that we'll show you here in just a little bit, that condo is only $225,000. So we're going to show you that, and it's right over on Linton Boulevard. So, and then there's some other places around. So the condo prices vary, but all in all, it's just a neat little place to live. And you got this. Of course, you got all this up the whole coast of Florida, but it is really pretty here in Delray Beach. And they do a good job with the beaches. Like I said, they keep the beaches in nice shape. You can't help this stuff, that's Mother Nature, but there's not a lot of trash or anything on the beach here. They do a good job. You know, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I've filmed a lot of my videos right up here at this very spot. I've ridden my skateboard over here, my bicycle over here, done a lot of videos from this one spot. It's a great place to film, and well, look how beautiful it is. So if you haven't followed me for a while, I appreciate it. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, and if you ring the bell, you get notified every time I make a new video. I put a new video up every Sunday at 10 a.m. And lately I've been going live on Wednesdays at 6:30. So appreciate you guys supporting me. You know, when it's this hot, a nice ice cold beer really takes the edge off. And there's a lot of cool places you can stop off. One of my favorites happens to be right next to my office. It's called the Beer Treat Company. They've been around since I think around 2012. Maybe 2013, whenever it was. Super cool place. You walk in, they have this cooler full of beer. You open it up, grab your beers, sit down, drink. By the way, they have great lunch menu. They have great lunch specials, like $7 tacos, I think on Wednesday or Thursday. Just the food is amazing. One of the best chicken sandwiches I've ever had. It's probably one of my favorite local spots to go to. But you check them out, neat little place. Chris is the owner, super cool, great food, and great beer. And what's neat is you get your beers, and then when you're done, you just walk up to the register and pay for the beers that you had. So really cool, neat little local spot. We're gonna go see if we can go check out a local brewery here, and want to head over that way. But before we do, let's go ahead and do a little real estate. Let me go show you my listing. I have a condo for sale here in Delray Beach. It's very close, and close to all this downtown. It's only $225,000. So let me go show you that. And then, as I promised you, we're gonna go out west and show you a little bit of Delray that I haven't shown you before. So let's head there now. So Delray is a great small town, a lot of great restaurants and things to do, and it is a great place to live. So let's talk a little bit about real estate, because yes, I am a realtor. So we've gone a little west of 95, and we've gone to one of the communities where I actually have a listing. So this peaceful little condo community is called Lakeview Greens. It's over on Linton Boulevard, just a little bit west, as you can see around here, spin around. It's just west of 95, but you're only about maybe 5 minutes or so from downtown Delray Beach, where we just left, maybe a little more of traffic. But this is a nice all-age community, 2 stories, so no assessments to deal with. They're 2-story condos, and I'm gonna show you one of my listings that's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo that's priced at $225,000, which is pretty nice. It's nicely updated, and as I said, you're still close to a lot of the stuff in downtown. So, you know, if you're a snowbird and you're looking for a great property to buy and want a little property, this could be that. Or maybe you're looking for something to downsize to, or maybe it's your first property. But we'll go take a look at that in a second. But let me talk to you a little bit about the Delray real estate numbers, because Delray is a little bit expensive compared to some of the towns that I've shown you so far. So the median sales price of a single family home for May of 2025 in Delray Beach was $854,000. The average sales price was $1,365,000. So as I said, Delray is a little bit more expensive than some of the other places that I've shown you. It is kind of becoming a luxury city, as people have said before in some meetings that I've gone to. It's really catered towards those that can afford a higher lifestyle. But as I said, there are some places you can live, such as this one right here, for as little as $225,000, and you still get the benefit of the beaches and all the great restaurants and everything without the huge price tag. Now, since we're going to show you a condo, the median sales price for condos and townhomes was only $260,000. So you can see a pretty big drop. The average sales price was about $373,000. So still pretty affordable, considering it's a great city with a lot of charm and everything that you can do. And when we get done here, we're gonna go even further west and show you another really cool place where you can do some shopping and entertaining. And there's some really nice homes out there, although they're quite a bit more expensive. All right, feels much better in here. Nice and AC, nice and chill. All right, let me show you this really cute condo. So as you walk in, it's a corner unit, so you get a lot of light, natural light coming in here. They have a really nice kitchen with granite countertops, nice colors here. You also have another door. You can come in right here into the kitchen, which is great. So if you're coming in with all your groceries, got a little section right back here. You can see the unit is 1,080 square feet under air. You got your laminate floors, nice neutral colors. And you come back here, they have a really nice patio that's tiled. So you want to come out here and just enjoy those cool winter evenings or those warm summer evenings like it is now. And there's cat number 1. As you can see though, they have some pretty good sized furniture in here, so it is spacious. You don't feel cramped in here. Nice unit, good wall space. Here's kitty number 2. Look at this guy. This big guy right here. What's up? What you doing? You want to be an internet star? No, I got to pay him when catnip. All right, you come in here, and this is a second bedroom. And you can see they have this, not that that's stained, but I like the cool rug. And then these doors are really cool. Check this out. So it's a nice walk-in closet there. And then here's the guest bathroom, which is nicely updated. All tiled. And then bathroom number 2. So see, you really don't need to do anything. The house has been totally remodeled for you. It's really nicely updated with another closet, little sitting area right here. And then back in here is the primary with a ceiling fan, big window. And a kitty cat following me. So there you go. That's a great little 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo here in Delray Beach. Like I said, we're still close to downtown and everything. They specifically, when they were looking for a place, they wanted to be near downtown Delray, but now they've moved, they bought a big house, which is in Boynton, but they'll still be close to the beach and everything. So, but this is a great unit if you're coming here. You want to be close to all that. Plus, you're not very far from where we're heading out now. We're going to head west out to the Delray Marketplace, which is a little bit west and close to the turnpike. So you're not too far from that, which it has all sorts of fun stuff to do there. Dining, you'll see that in just a minute. We're heading there next. But this is a great property. So that gives you guys a little bit of information about Delray as far as the real estate market, and prices all over the place. Guys, there's homes from 60 million to, 100,000, just depends on what you're looking for. So as I said, our office is in downtown Delray Beach, so I'm happy to help you find your real estate here if this is a place of your choice. But let's head out west because it's a neat little place and I want to show you this marketplace, and it's a really nice out there. So let's get out of the cat's way because I think they want to get back out on the patio. So Delray Marketplace opened up November 2012 and it's on the corner of Atlantic Avenue and Lyons. And as I said, we're pretty far out west. Now, a lot of people like this part of Delray Beach because you're away from the beach and all the downtown that gets super crowded with everybody, and they kind of like this out here. So this is a great shopping center, entertainment plaza. There's a movie theater that we go to all the time out here, and of course, a lot of other entertainment stuff. You can see lots of shops and restaurants around here. Lyons Road goes all the way back towards Boynton, and then it keeps going all the way down into Boca Raton. But the bridges and 7 bridges, which are just south of me from this plaza, those are all the gated communities that I mentioned. And those homes are going to be starting in the $1 million price range. You might find some in there for under $1 million with the current market prices dropping a little, but for the most part, it's $1 million. They're big homes, big properties, lots of nice amenities and really nice clubhouses. So there's Batch, a new Southern Kitchen and Tap, which is supposed to be a really good restaurant. I haven't been there, but I've heard good stuff about it. And then you have the movies here and bowling, and they have a bar. It's a nice movie theater. Matter of fact, my son and his girlfriend just came here and watched the F1 movie. And then you got some other places around here, Skillets. So it's a nice plaza, and this is great for those people who want to live out in West Delray Beach and don't necessarily want to live all the way east with all the traffic and the noise. You can live out here, and like I said, this road, Lyons Road, up and down, has gated communities on either side going all the way to Boca Raton. So if this is something you might be interested in, reach out to me. I can bring you out here and show you this part of Delray. It's really pretty. And you're close to the Murakami Museum if you'd like to go see that. Also, you got that really nice park that I mentioned just out here off of 441. And that park has, RC, like remote control car and airplanes. That's kind of cool. You can go watch that. There's BMX trails you can go ride. There's places you can fish or just picnic. It's a nice park. So, but this is the western part, and I know I never really go west. I'm always east when I'm showing you guys stuff. So I wanted to give you a little taste of what west looks like, at least for Delray Beach. Man, it has been one hot day. It's still hot. But you know what helps with that? A nice cold beer. So this is called a Local Lager, and it's made by Saltwater Brewery, where I'm at right now, enjoying this nice cold lager on this very hot Florida day. So before we talk about this place, what did you guys think about my listing and out west? That's pretty cool, right? That's a whole other part of Delray that I bet you didn't know about. It's really nice. Nice restaurants out there, some shops, a great place to go see movies. I've gone to that movie theater with my son multiple times, and I'm probably gonna go there and watch a movie again by myself because he went and saw the F1 movie without me, with his girlfriend. So Dad has to go by himself. My wife isn't into that, so I'll go watch it. But anyway, nice place. Burton Max, neat place to go and have dinner, and like I said, the music out there, so that's really cool. But now we're here finishing off the video at Saltwater Brewery, and the reason I wanted to stop here is, one, it's a cool brewery, but also the building's 100 years old, so it's on the Register of Historic Places. And at one time, it used to be a train depot and a feed store. So it's been a couple things here, and it's got a lot of history here in Delray Beach. And what's really cool is I was talking to the bartender, and he said that it still has the original freezer door made by Frigidaire. And so they have the door that went into the freezer. So that door is, I don't know how old, but the building's 100 years old, and it's pretty cool. And so yeah, they have some neat history there, and it ties the history and the beer into Delray. And then I went with the beer called the Locale, right, local, because it's a local brewery. So as you can see, they have quite a few different beers here, and then they got a couple food trucks that are out here. And this place, I think, opened up in 2012, and I actually had some of my networking events here back in the day when I would hold my brews and business networking. And I've come here to meet friends for drinks. It's a neat place, and it's just here. It's a little noisy. You can hear all the traffic because Atlantic Avenue is just on the other side of my camera. And then we're also right on the railroad track, and then I-95 is just to the left. So a little bit noisy, but you go sit inside. They got music on and good cold beer, and they got a neat selection of beers as well. One of the cool things that I really like about Saltwater Brewery is that they basically invented the ring holder for the beers out of fish food. So you know how beers are always held with like plastic, and then people throw that away and they end up in the ocean, and then the turtles end up with it around their neck, and then it kills the turtles, which sucks. Well, these guys came up with a brilliant idea of creating a ring of the holder out of seafood. It's basically biodegradable, so you can just drink your beer and throw it in the ocean, and the fish and the turtles will eat it. So that alone is reason enough for you to come check these guys out. The building's just cool. It's a bright red barn building with that big logo, Saltwater Brewery. And you see a signs over it that says beware of trains, and that is because the track is right there. So when the trains go by, they don't want you going out there and getting hit by one. By the way, this beer, well, it was paid for by one of you, my loyal viewers. So I want to give a shout out to Susan, who graciously bought me 3 beers. And the way she did that was on the app called Buy Me a Coffee. I have it as Buy Me a Coffee, Buy Me a Beer, but it's actually called Buy Me a Coffee. And if you see the link right down here, this address, if you go there, you can do the same thing. You can buy me a coffee or buy me a beer, and it's just a way for you to support me. And hey, here comes a train, drink up. There's so much to show you in this town that I wasn't able to even scratch the surface. There's a lot of history, there's a lot of great restaurants, there's a lot of cool places to see, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video in a couple months, but I wanted to give you guys a little history about it. I've done a lot of videos here, but I wanted to highlight a little bit about the history and some of the cool things that you can see and do here. So appreciate you guys watching. Click the links here. You can watch some videos about other places that I visited. Matter of fact, if you click the link right down here, you can check out one of my videos that I did up in Sebastian, Florida, which was a great trip. So hey guys, you know the deal. Wherever you are in the world, get out and enjoy paradise. We'll talk to you real soon. Take care.